squad? Well, it's in the middle of fishing storm Eunice. Managed to get on a ledge. Got strong westerly winds, managed to get on a ledge. Faces east. Just tackling first rod up. Got a scad squid cocktail. Go fishing quite big. That hook might be a bit small for that bait, but I'm not messing about. So, got puller rig on one rod. I'm going to put two flap rig on other. Baits are going to be squid, scad, black lug. I've got Jamie with me. He's got a bit of mackerel as well. So, hopefully we can get some fish out. It's third session in. I haven't had a fish yet, which is very strange, but it's fishing, so let's have a go. Second rod, I've got a tilt flapper rig. That's scad and black lug. On bottom hook I've got squid and black lug. I'm going to cast it out. Got a bit of bling on them. There's some rigs I've got left over from when I did some winter fishing at Bridlington. So let's see if we can get out. Jamie's just cast his big bait out. He's got mackerel on. So we'll just hoping we can pick some fish up. Let's get cracked on. Let's get into it and see what happens. Both rods out, both on run, both quite high up above this swell we've got coming down around this corner. Haven't had any bites as yet. Rod up right's got the big bait on. What I do like, I mean, I've mentioned my rods before. I've now got, for heavy rock fishing, I've got this Penn Extreme Match 2 still. It's done me for 20 years. I always mention it in a lot of videos. I recently bought the Gorilla Surf MX from Tronics Pro. I'm quite more than happy with both these rods for rock fishing. I mean, my Penn Extreme Match 2, I'm coupling it up with an old Ambassador 7000. It's more than, you know, you'd reel anything in one of them on, really. I've got a Slosh 30 on Tronics Pro rod, so I'm quite happy. In conditions like this, they're very strong rods and they seem to fish like with equal parity, so they don't get blown about a lot by when it's pretty rough and breezy. They just fish better than like a softer rod like the Penn Tidal. So yeah, we'll just see how we get on with that. I mean, I'll just spin you around. I mean, I can't really just let it go by. We're fishing in the middle of one of the worst storms hit Britain for 30 years, aren't we? So I'm just going to give it a bit of a safety shot. Just wait, I'm just going to clean camera. Yeah, obviously we've found a rock ledge that's facing a complete opposite direction to the wind. We've got a nice big cliff face behind us, so we're sheltered basically. We've still got a swell on. Occasionally there's a bit of swell causing some spray to sort of go up into air. You can feel it sometimes, but we are safe. We're super safe, high up, and we're fine. We would not have come out. We've had a look at some other venues today with deeper water. It was totally unfishable. We watched the waves for 20 minutes, and on any ledge that you could get on, you'd have got swept in. It'd have been stupid. This isn't stupid at all. It's a rough day, but it's fishable. Shall I say a rough section, but it's fishable. So obviously we're keeping our distance from the sea. We're in no danger whatsoever of getting swept in. So we're just happy we managed to get out. Because up on top, I can't remember wind like that for a long time. And you can see, looking around out to sea, you can see like bits of spray just getting blown that way, away from us. So we're happy that we're out. We're lucky to be out. We feel grateful to be out, and we're hoping to get some fish. This fish off here, this fish about in February. Jamie's got himself a bass, and look what hook it's on. It's on a size 6 Camazan. It's a nice bass as well. They've got to return it this time of year, I believe, haven't they? I think they have anyway. It's going back anyway, but nice bass that. Well done, mate. I'm just going to knock the camera off while he hooks him, and we'll get a nice picture of him. Honestly, Jamie, you've done it again, mate. Get in. Well done. Well, that were a nice bass, that, for winter. Size 6 hook, black lug. Really impressed with that for Jamie. Just need to get a fish myself. I ain't caught one all week still. Oh, sorry, I just nearly caught an edible crab. It drops off on really. So, just dropped down onto a lower bit of the ledge now. So the tide's started to drop off. What's going out, it's heading. So I'm just hoping that we're both looking to a few more fish. I'd love to get off at Mark. We've got quality bait now, black lug. You know, I don't always use it all the time or anything. I definitely prefer to use it in summer for wrasse. But usually at this time of year you do get quite a lot of pouting and poker off these rock ledges. Should just point out on the same mark as what I fished the other day. The one a couple of weeks ago when Jay got a £10 plus. It's about the only mark we can get on at the moment. But we're out the wind, it's crazy how windy it is up on top of the cliff to how sheltered it is down here. I know it's obvious, it should be, but it's it seems to just get you everywhere you stand up there. We'll see how we get on still, I guess. We've got about 3 hours left to get left. Just going to fish it till dusk, then head off back up. So it'd be nice if a hustler or a dog, just look into a few dogfish would be nice. It's that time of year when it's tough, isn't it? The water clarity is shocking now. I don't think it makes much difference for bass. I think it's they like it churned up a bit, don't they? I'm not sure they're particularly impressed with the amount of fresh water that's gone in off these cliffs. I don't know if that makes a difference. It's not always possible to catch fish in the eye of the storm. There's one fish that does feed in the eye of the storm, that would be the bass, wouldn't it? So, we'll see what happens. We're enjoying it, it's comfortable. So, just need a few more fish to turn up. You can see from the first section of the video, we've dropped down, I'm lower down. Which make it easier for landing fish. We've got to hook a fish first. The tide, the waves are still quite aggressive, but they're not breaking as high as what they were before. So the tide's dropped off a bit. I think early on the wind was blowing a different direction that had probably pulled the swell down this side, but now it's pushing it away from the rocks, so hopefully it should calm off as we approach low tide as well. So we'll see how we get on. Right, nice one, Jamie. Cheers for that, mate. I'll get it put back. Well, I'm happy off the mark. Not necessarily. Look, to me, if you fish with small hooks, eventually you're going to catch something. We've got 1/0 hooks on that flapper rig. Jamie had a size 6 and a 1/0 is, I think, or 2 size 6s. You know, eventually they're really good rigs for just finding fish. Thought I just had a bite on my big bait then. But funny because we were just talking, I was saying there should be some bass off here. He caught a bass and I'm saying to him, about 10 minutes later I said there should be some rockling off here, and I caught a rockling. It's just how it goes. I mean, at the minute obviously the fish Jamie's caught, he's definitely stole the show as he always does when I take him fishing. It's typical, isn't it? I have 2 sessions where I don't catch anything, bring someone with me and they get the specimen fish, but it's all good positive. You know, it's positive. It's a mark that I've only fished, it's the 3rd time I've fished it, and I'm pleased with the results so far. I've had 2 doggies and a rockling. Jay fished it the other week, he had a £10 plus. Jamie's had a nice, well, it's just a winter bass. To me it's an achievement. Getting a bass, I think, is an achievement anyway, unless you like getting them every drop, in winter as well. So it just shows you the water temperature's probably quite a reasonable level still. It didn't feel too cold on the beach yesterday. So yeah. But if you can see the sea, you know, I'm just reading some stuff on, just changing subject again, I was reading some stuff online about YouTubers and various other things. I've only really started doing YouTube because I just wanted to prove a few points and show a few bits to people about what I do. There's no, you know, if you're fishing in the right spots, you're going to catch fish. It's as simple as that. On any given day. But if you find a mark like this one that I'm fishing now, I know if I persevere with it, it will eventually reward. I'm absolutely confident of that. I think it'll be a really good cracking bull mark, definitely. But we'll see. So yeah, we'll just have to see how we get on. I mean, yeah, going back to that, so I give marks away to people at times. There's certain marks for obvious reasons. The main one is you don't work hard to find marks, just give them away. I mentioned this before. Just I read some stuff and there's like a bit of negativity about people that do YouTube and they don't give the marks away. I'm always happy to help anyone, like I always say. I've got Jamie with me today. You know, he's managed to get out fishing today. It gives me a bit of company when I'm fishing if I take someone with me. And when it's like this, you probably do want someone with you from a safety point of view. But as you can see, safety is probably the main reason why you wouldn't just throw marks away. If people want to come fishing with me, I'm happy to take them places and, you know, help each other out. James just had a bit of a couple of knocks on his ratchet then. There's one hell of there's a lot of waves coming in. But safety would be the other aspect of why I wouldn't give marks away just willy-nilly to people, especially on a day like today when there's a storm in the area, and you know you've got to know what you're doing. It's not a case of having an ego when I say you've got to know what you're doing. It's just from a safety point of view, you've got to know what you're doing. And when you fish these marks for a period of time, you can judge where the waves are going to break. So like I said earlier on in the video, we had a look at a mark that was probably a bit deeper than this one and probably a bit better than this one, I'd say, on paper. And we knocked it back. And that's just a bit of experience through fishing these marks. That's all that is. But like I say, I'm happy to take people fishing anywhere around here. You know, and I'm not, you know, taking to places where they'll catch fish. I've struggled over the past couple of days. I've made decisions that probably, you know, that haven't paid off. It's as simple as that. But I have been struggling with horrendous winds and 2 storms, so I have to defend myself a bit on that one. But no one likes blanking either. I hate blanking. I don't go fishing to blank. I do enjoy like being out in the scenery and stuff around here. You know, again, fighting against elements is good to get fish, especially if you get them. I enjoy that. So what we've got probably about an hour or so left of this session. I'm pleased with that bass Jamie got. I mean, a Rockling's a Rockling, isn't it? Could do with another fish or two really before we go. I think I'm getting a dogfish bite actually on my left hand rod. It's got a big bait on. We'll see what happens anyway. Fingers crossed that we get a couple of doggies out at least. We'll see what happens anyway. Right, I've just got a conger. Quite happy with it. Give a good, reasonable bite. It's a lovely clean fish. About £3 I'd say. I'm going to just, well, I don't think we're going to get up back out of him. We might do, we'll have a look at that in a minute. Then we'll have a picture with him. Nice £3 conger. We will get him up eventually. Now I'm happy with that now. I'm happy that it's been worth having these 3 sessions just to know that the congers are still here in winter. I mean, I had one in January. I've had one in February now. The only species that's missing really is either a codling or a huss. So it's been relatively successful so far this session. Things can still go wrong, obviously. Or can get better. Something to point out when you're fishing. I've fished it with a 120 pound hook length. And if you look, I don't know if you can see, even though we're on a conger, it does get a bit of an abrasion off its teeth. Something to bear in mind if you're fishing with 60 pound, 50 pound hook lengths. Huss are capable of going through tough mono as well. I used to, I'd say fish with a minimum of 80. You'd have to be unlucky to get snapped off on 80 for like congers and huss. And obviously if it's tow, I've switched to at least 90 pound wire, or go for like something 200 pound plus mono. You could still get snapped off on mono. You could still get snapped off on wire. I fish with about 125 pound wire when I'm tow fishing. Minimum. I've fished with 90 though, but I've been fine. Been snapped off on 70 before. So you have to give fish the fish the respect, don't you, I guess, when you're fishing big. especially in a swell like this you need to fish heavy. I thought that was a huss to start with that dogfish bite that I mentioned on camera. But I'm happy with Conger. Getting any fish out in these conditions at the moment, it's an achievement. So I'm pleased with that now. I'm just pleased to have caught some fish, because I thought we were going to be going home without getting anything out off the lins this week. We have been up against it, like I say, but it's not always an excuse. We have to put your safety first, don't you? So hopefully something else turns. I think we've got about 45 minutes left of this session. I'm not actually sure where we're quite this way there. Just cover your camera up. It's been a fresh one, like. Right, it's 4:15, we're packing up at 5, so 45 minutes left, that'll do. Relatively pleased with things, so see how things go now for the rest of the session. I'd be happy for one of us to get one more fish out. We'll see what happens. But he's a lovely Rockling. Look at the size of that bad boy. Nailed like half a mackerel, hasn't he? Just got to watch the swell when you're landing fish. Did really well there, like landing that, because it was, you know, if you beach them on a rock like that, you just got to watch it. Honestly, I don't think the camera does it justice. Just hold it out a bit more, Jamie. It's a nice, really nice Rockling, that, mate. Just see if you can hold him closer to your face, like up. That's better. We've got him there. That's the size of him. We're not trying to exaggerate, but that's about 1.5 pounds. Get in. Right, so we're just packing up. Just bringing the session to an end. We've had a reasonable session. Caught a few fish. It was always going to be tough going at this time of year with this kind of swell. So just correct me, is it the worst winds we've had for 30 years, or is it the worst storms we've had for 30 years? So I'm not sure. It's something to do with 30 years. I think it might be the worst winds, is it? So yeah, other than that, 2 fish each. I think to get a winter bass, I think is a real achievement. So well done to Jamie for that. I'm happy to have got a Conger off the new mark. Obviously I caught a small Conger and a small Rockling. We've had a couple of different species between us then. Jamie's Rockling were a really nice one. So I'm quite happy with that. Like I say, happy with the session we've had, happy with the Conger, happy with the bass. A couple of Rockling. It's just got to take what you can get out of it this time of year. Staying in isn't going to get fish, but some people probably have a bit more sense than what I do, which is fair enough. So we'll see. We'll just have to see what happens on the next one, won't we? I don't think we'll be getting another session in North Wales this week. That's it. 3 sessions, 2 blanks, and then just I always felt confident that we would catch something eventually. Just about being in the right places all the time, persevering. I hope if anyone has any doubts about their marks at the fishing and stuff like that, I hope that like this video can just, you know, if you know somewhere's got a good track record of catching fish, just keep at it. I mean, I know this area's got a good track record of catching fish, that's why I keep at it. I know eventually you're going to catch fish, so it's my go-to place for that. But other than that, we're going to get up this steep bank, get back and enjoy the rest of the evening. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a good one. I've enjoyed it. So, well, other than that, keep safe, tight lines, have a good one. We'll see you later.